Welcome to the channel's brand new video format known as MKDD Mario Kart Double Dash Design Dissection. Today we'll be specifically tackling Sherbet Land and the track's design and how it is perfected. Sherbet Land, of course, being my favorite track from the franchise. Maybe not the franchise actually, but at least the series of Double Dash. So let's begin. You can see the mouse, right? That's important. The mouse is important. Let's talk about the track layout. It's very good. It is a circle, but the circle has many curves. Although there can't be curves. Curves aren't a thing. That's not a thing in math. You can't curve a line. So, I guess there are curves, but there aren't lines. Except for there. You see there? That's a line. But only slightly. So, I like to split up Sherbet Land into 4 different sections. There's section 1, 2, 3, and 4. There's also a section 0 at the very beginning of the track here. It's not labeled though, because it's not real. Because there can't be 0 if there's only 4 sections. How do you have a section 0? It just doesn't work. Section 1 is nice and straightforward. It introduces you, you get the item box here, it introduces you to the ice mechanic immediately. So you have a turn, so you immediately figure out, okay, that's how this track's going to work. When there's ice, I'm going to be sliding a little bit, so I have to adjust accordingly. And if you're not careful, you will immediately get punished by falling into the water here. This area also features the Shy Guys who are rollerblading on the ice as an obstacle. This is the only place they're put in the game. There are, I think 4 of them in single player and 3 of them in multiplayer. They're very easy to avoid, but they are an obstacle that forces you to move a little left and right on the ice to figure out how you can drive. It's a very good way to make the player learn how the ice works without forcing them to do anything special on it. It's just a very straightforward, simple, safe place to learn this mechanic. Next up is the ice tunnel. It is a nice, double bend, like an M. See? Look, it's got a little M to it. So it's very straightforward. Right there in the middle of the ice is where there's an item box. Of course, there are also 2 moving item boxes here, introducing the player to, hey, moving item boxes on this track. So be ready for these moving item boxes and position yourself to get them. And there's a second set of item boxes at the column in the middle of the M. The ice cave, which is section 2. There aren't any other obstacles though. This area is really good for certain traps and just kind of letting the player get used to, just try. It's good mini turbo zone. This is the Star Cup, so it's kind of a later track. The third area is very straightforward. It's kind of like a break before the storm. It's just basically a U-turn. Not actually a U, but like a nice C curve. Is that what they call it? I don't know your track design lingo. I'm gonna call it a C curve, because if you flip it, it's a C. Or an N curve, because it's the same thing. Regardless, it's a curve. It turns the player back towards the finish line. It's very straightforward. Nothing too special or extraordinary about it, aside from the fact that it is one of the very few areas that you can actually cut off portions of the track using mushrooms through this snow here where my mouse is. And that is, I believe, the world record of Sherbet Land actually does use the mushroom there. Or no, they just jump over it. They use the mushroom at the very beginning. It's section 0! Section 0, everyone! Anyways, section 4 is the real meat and potatoes of the track. It introduces a bendy portion of ice, which we were introduced to earlier, as well as a more punishing hazard from what the Shy Guys presented in the first section. So it's the perfect track evolution of section 1 introduces ice and a hazard on ice. Section 2 and 3 is a break of that, and section 4 is reminding the player, hey, that's what this track's about, the ice and the hazards that come with it. And of course, these hazards are the freezies that are incredibly punishing, but can also be used in a way to attack your teammates your opponents by bumping into the freezies to push the freezies into them, so you both freeze. That's a bad idea, don't do it. There's also a quote-unquote shortcut down here It really doesn't save any time though, because mini turbos are faster in this game than ever taking that corner cut there. And finally, the freezies are very evil. Do not drive into them. I don't know why I didn't actually have anything to say there. The track is very good in terms of its design. It has 4 very prominent sections, and this is perfect track design. You know, it covers all the bases. Okay, 5 sections if you include section 0, but that doesn't count because we're saying 4 sections. So 4 sections and a section 0 at the start of the lap. Let's talk about the difficulty. This is appearing in the star track. So this is a moderately difficult track. Of course, the freezies are punishing, but the Shy Guys are not. The track's kind of wide, so it allows for a lot of different movement options between players. If you need to take outside lines to avoid certain traps or obstacles, you're allowed to do that. There are limited shortcuts, which means that this is a front-running promoted track. You'll usually be able to break ahead pretty hard without an abundance of blue shells or lightning. Despite that, there are a lot of items, which is both grateful for offense as well as defense if you're front running. Alright, let's talk about the special item tips. There are, every character has got their best stage. So let's talk about what items in particular shine here. The Bomb and Bowser Shell are really nice during the ice tunnel, as you can see in the picture there, which was section 2 if you remember from earlier. The bombs kind of cover the entire track in that tunnel area, and the Bowser Shell is able to bounce off the walls, making it really quite chaotic. Triple shells and fireballs can also perform well in this area, but let's be honest, those are terrible items to begin with. The Big Banana can also be used to block certain areas of the ice cave, but it's more well known for its ability to block tight sections during the freezy section, which was number 4. If you look here on my mouse, where my mouse is right now, there's usually a free there, which you can kind of chain together this little tight section here with a Big Banana, forcing players to occasionally run into walls. Sorry, I have spoiled a bit of the PowerPoint. We'll get there. The freezy at the end of the track blocks red shells, so be careful about that, and eggs as well. Don't play as Baby Mario, as it's too cold in Sherbet Land for his tiny baby body to handle. Within 20 seconds of racing, he will perish due to severe hypothermia. Oh yes, I forgot about that. That's very important to mention. Don't play as him. Playing as Baby Luigi is fine though, because he's immune to all pain. And he might find a strategic advantage due to his connection with Jesus. Let's talk about the D-Make quickly, because this track was ruined in Mario Kart 8, as you cannot turn into an icicle, which made me a very sad lad back in 2014 when the game was released. Driving underwater is also illegal. Otherwise, everyone would do it in real life. This is true. So Mario Kart 8 promoted illegal behaviors, which is really a bad showing for Nintendo. So if you ever play Mario Kart 8 Deluxe or Mario Kart 8 from the Wii U, which everyone loves, don't drive in the water. It's illegal. Also, it's slower. I don't know why you would do it in the first place, because it's legal, but it doesn't even benefit you. The freezies have white eyes, which isn't right. I feel like that's just, you shouldn't do that. And the walls also don't have faces anymore, implying their inevitable death, just like us. Alright, next up, Mario Kart Tour. It's not in Mario Kart Tour yet, which is very sad. Maybe one day we'll get it there, and maybe if they do bring it to Mario Kart Tour, the walls will have faces again. What? Was that it? Oh, I forgot the unique mechanics and lore. Alright, there are 2 Shy Guys that hold hands. They're a gay couple, showing that Mario Kart Double Dash was ahead of its time, representing LGBTQ+ in 2003. Yes, this is a very well-known fact between these two. You can tell that they're a gay couple because they're immune to Bowser shells. Furthermore, you can drown the Shy Guys using green shells to knock them in the water. Fun fact, if you do this, they will never respawn, even if you reset the track. Your copy of Mario Kart Double Dash will just forever have no more Shy Guys on Sherbet Land. So make sure not to do this, because they are very important to the racing experience. Defeating all the freezies guarantees you a lightning during the race, as the ice gods will find you worthy of their power. Yes, this is a well-known fact, of course. If you use a star, you can destroy freezies. Bombs can also destroy freezies, so make sure that you're destroying freezies to guarantee that lightning during the race. And then a single foot player, of course, there are the three... Oh, that's supposed to say 3 blue Shy Guys. It says 3 blue freezies, my bad. But there are 3 blue Shy Guys, and these are a direct reference to 3 wise men, of course. Alright, there we go. Now we can thank you for watching. And as you can see there, as I mentioned before, you can knock the Shy Guys into the water. And because of that, my copy of Mario Kart Double Dash it's ruined forever. So please make sure not to do that. Alright, thank you. Have a good day.